Yo, what up, this is your boy King Siri straight from Busy Home Beat, yes. And in today's video I've mixed this kind of rap vocals here, and I'm just going to break it down for you guys here. So without wasting much time, let's just get into the video. But please, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel to support your boy, like and also comment to this video. So first of all, let me play the song which I've been mixed for you guys. Then after that, I just take the plugins from it. Then you see how raw it sounds, then the changes. I just show you the process and everything. So let's just get into the video. Okay, so this is the process one.
Yeah. Say yeah with it. It's a cutting series. Listen. Yeah. When I was me pumping me tie, I'm back here. I'm back as a point over high. Then I knew so the Yamia Yaman on you, be banging my one jig crown or Wakai. I did winning me yet, couldn't know, but to me, as I want the farm crown now. Why? They were then a hotel Yamas Navy, the Abaga Faso, so mammy and me chai.
Yeah, so that is the next one. So let me just take all the plugins from it, and then you see how raw it sounds.
Yeah. I'm pumping me tie, I'm back here. I'm back as a point over high. Then I knew so the Yamia Yaman on you, be banging my one jig crown or Wakai. I did winning me yet, couldn't know, but to me, as I want the farm crown now. Why? They were then a hotel Yamas Navy, the Abaga Faso, so mammy and me chai. Okay,
so without the beat, listen to how it sounds. Then we just go through the process.
Listen, yeah. When I was pumping me tie, I'm back here. I'm back as a boy in a high. Then I knew so the Yamia Yaman on you, be banging my one jig crown or Wakai. I did.
So clearly you can see that they sound okay and nice. So in mixing, your vocal recording plays a major role in it. So you have to make sure that you've recorded a very good and clean vocals. Yes, then after that the processing will be easy for you, more than you recording anything and trying to fix it with your plugins. It doesn't work that way. So if you listen to it, the first thing I did was I've sent everything from this to my group channel here. So the first thing I did was to put a C1 gate here, which is blocking those kind of background noises from it, and this is how it is. So all these background noises, for me to come here, then come and clean all this background noises and everything, I'm using the C1 gate to do that kind of work for me here, and I think it's okay. My room is somehow treated a bit, so it's okay for me to use the C1 gate, but you can go ahead and clean it if you want to. And after that, I put an EQ on it, and this is the EQ, how it sounds. So I cut some of the frequencies out. It depends on how the mix is supposed to be. You don't have one way of EQing vocals, you get it. Your voice is unique and everything. So don't copy the settings that this time around I cut the low ends around 110 Hz. This time around I cut it around 120 or 90 Hz or 87. Nah, you just have to listen to it together with your beat and see what you actually want for yourself, you get it. So if you listen to it and you think your vocals sound too thin, then you have to make sure that you are not cutting too much of the low ends, because if you cut too much of the low end, then probably your vocals is going to sound thin. And if it is sounding like a telephone, then meaning you have to back up the way you are cutting the low ends, you get it. And if you are cutting too much of the mid, to your vocals is going to sound bulky. Yes, it's going to sound too bulky. Yes, so know how and where you are cutting, and where you think it's not sounding okay for you, then you just remove those ones. So after my EQ, then the next thing is the compressor. So before I put the compressor, let's listen to before and after the EQ.
Yeah. When I was pumping me tie, I'm back here. I'm back as a boy in a high. Then I knew so the Yamia Yaman on you, be banging my one jig crown or Wakai. I did winning me yet, couldn't know, but to me, as I want the farm crown now. Why?
So you see the difference now, yes. And the next thing is the compressor, and these are the settings for the compressor for these vocals. So around the ratio is 2.49. My threshold is -24.0. I didn't push up the gain and everything, because I just wanted to have a very quiet vocals. I didn't want to have the vocals being too loud and everything. Yes, so with the compressor on it, this is how it sounds.
Yeah, with the critical thinking king series. Listen. Yeah. When you butcher me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a because a boy no high. Then the news so then me a man on you be banyama one jet crown no wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm cry now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the we idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai.
So the compressor is here to help us to get an even volume. I mean the loudest part of the wave should be the same as I mean the quietest part. Not sure exactly the same, but I mean supposed to get close. You get it? So that's the work of the compressor. And the next thing I did here was the EQ again. So I used this SSL EQ. I touched this kind of low end frequency here, and also the high pass filter here. Yes, and I just give it a little bit of highs and touch some of the knobs here. So if you want to use this EQ, you just have to go ahead and learn it very well and know how it works. You get it? Or you can use any EQ of your own choice, the one you think you are comfortable with. There's no harm in trying with other EQs and everything, but I think I know this one and I know how it sounds for me, and I like it for my rap vocals. Yes, that's why I'm using this EQ too. Okay, so with and without this EQ, this is how it sounds.
When you butcher me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a because a boy no high. Then the news so then a man on you be banyama one jet crown no wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm cry now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the we idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai.
Yes, it gives it some kind of weight and everything there. So that's what the EQ is actually doing. It gives it some weight and cut some of the frequencies out and make sure that it is giving us some bright vocals over here. Because of that, then I have to put the de-esser there to make sure that I'm not getting the sibilances too much in this kind of vocals here. Yes, so the de-esser is to make sure that I tame all those same words. Yes, okay. So the next thing is I put this compressor again there just to make sure that because of the EQ which I bring out, I did boosted some of the frequencies on this EQ. You get it, the highs and some of that. So because of that, I'm using the compressor here just to make sure that I compress everything to an even volume here. So without this compressor, this is how it sounds, and with it too, I'll play it for you guys.
When you butcher me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a because a boy no high. Then the news so then a man on you be banyama one jet crown no wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm cry now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the we idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai. Listen. Yeah, when you butcher me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a because a boy no high. Then the news so then a man on you be banyama one jet crown no wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm cry now why.
Okay, very nice. So the next thing is I just wanted to put this distortion on it just to feel it in a different way. You get it? Make it sound sweet for me. So the only thing I did here was gentle saturation. Yes, saturation, and I chose gentle saturation. Then I control the drive over here. Yes, so around 48 without the saturation on it. Let's take it and with it to you hear it.
Yeah. When you butcher me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a because a boy no high. Then the news so then a man on you be banyama one jet crown no wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm cry now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the we idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai.
Very nice one. Yes. So at first I did put this reverb on it straightforward, and it sounded okay, but I just removed it after creating the FX, and I thought that the reverb was too much on it, so I had to remove this one. Yes, so with this one on it, this is how it sounds. So let me just mute the beat and you listen to it with only this reverb.
When you butcher me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a because a boy no high. Then the news so then a man on you be banyama one jet crown no wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm cry now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the we idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai.
Yeah, so these are the settings for this reverb. I brought the reverb time around 1, the room size 124, then diffusion 30, then the pre-delay 41, and I brought the mix of the reverb around 10. Yes, but I removed it because I created an FXN, and for the FXN, for the reverb, these are the settings: plate, and I have to make sure I cut some of the damping out. and my pre-delay is this, and the time is 2.46, and yes, I think that's the only thing I did here. And the EQ, I caught some of the low ends of the EQ, so with the reverb on it, this is how it sound.
Say yeah with the critical thinking series. Listen, yeah. When you're watching me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a as a boy no high. Then the news so the yamia yaman on you be banyama one jet crown or wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm crown now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the really idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai.
Yeah, so you can see that you cannot hear the reverb on it, like, you know what I'm talking about. So you have to feel the reverb because it's a rap vocal, it's not singing that you're supposed to make, not a hook or anything that you're supposed to make sure that what do we call it, the reverb is too much on it or something like that. I just wanted to feel the reverb, I didn't want to hear it. That's why I'm not putting too much of it on it like that. Yes, so the next thing is the delay, and the delay too wasn't too much, so the mix is around 25, and I caught the lows and the highs a bit, and the feedback I brought it around 20, and I have the delay around 1/4. I did wanted to use the 1/16, but it wasn't working for me like the way, so I have to use this one rather. So this is how it sound.
Yeah. When you're watching me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a as a boy no high. Then the news so the yamia yaman on you be banyama one jet crown or wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm crown now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the really idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai. Yeah. Say yeah with it, it's a cat thinking series. Listen, yeah. When you're watching me pumping me tie na me sparky, I'm a as a boy no high. Then the news so the yamia yaman on you be banyama one jet crown or wakai. I did winning me yet couldn't know but to maintain as a what the farm crown now why. They were then the hotel yamas in the really idea bugger fast so mammy and mean jai.
Yes, very clean and nice mixing over here. So that's that for today. Okay, so that's all. If you like my video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like and comment to the video, and ask any question of your own choice, and I'll get back to you. I hope your time was never wasted. Yes, and I'm out.